Okay, good midnight morning. This is TBC Ending Global Poverty YouTube channel. My name is Stephanie Stanley, as it was last night. So I kind of feel a little giddy tonight. So if I'm a little different, then there you are. That's what how you'll have me tonight. So thank you for tuning in. It's a little bit after midnight here, Pacific Standard Time. And let's see what we're going to discuss tonight. I'm thinking the chat is open because, let's see, to list all available. Let me make sure it's on because sometimes afterwards I see where people are there. And then as I'm broadcasting, I don't. So I just want to make sure that's functioning. So yeah, looks like it is. Okay, so again, welcome. We're doing really well with the TBC 24/7 broadcast. I want to show the slots in the minute that basically they're pretty much full. The first choice of the slots. So people in the community are really coming on board, and I know a lot of it has to do with the leaders, in particular TBC. I say TBC Randy, but the voice of TBC, Randy. Wilson, basically on our Monday morning send button meetings is really, asking the community to come together to represent TBC. So I think the community is really coming together for that because the slots are really filling up. So that's a good thing. Another thing too, they talked about this past Monday is the cruise. So that's I was excited to hear about that. So one of the updates on that is that admin is looking to have like the first 50 TBCians pay for their, cruise, and then more slots will open up after that. And then as we fill up one cruise ship, then it will be the same for the second ship. That's 20 TBCians will, 50, excuse me, 50 TBCians will pay for their cruises. And then, as that second ship fills up. So I think successively it's going to go in that way. So that's just some information about that I heard. And I know some of you may be saying, oh, well, can we pay with TBC? I didn't hear that we were able to do that. So please, at this moment, we'll be using our, regular fiat cash or money from our respective countries. So just FYI. So it would be nice. Hopefully, you never know as things get closer. We never know how things can change quickly. But so far, just know that you'll be paying for it like the cruise, like you pay for anything else right now, particularly with your country's currency. Okay, so with that, I'm thinking, is there anything else real quick? But with that, I want to share the screen to go to a few things, and let's get started. Here we go. Okay, present to everyone. Okay, let me hide that. There we go. Okay, so I wanted to go first here to our website, thebillioncoin.info. And as you can see here, the total verified members, we're over 3 million now. So so that's what, 3,023,272 members. That's me clapping. Worldwide, okay? Remember, this is global. And I wanted to just show that, highlight that for this evening, morning, or night, morning, and then go to the currency calculator. I like to do that every so often so you can see that the value of our coin is rising, okay, based on our membership agreement and algorithm. And as we invite people to join us in the community, our coin value rises. So some videos ago was 3.6 million US dollars, one TBC coin. As you can see now, it's more than that. So I just wanted to show you every so often that it is increasing, like it will in your back office when you sign up for Kringles.Cash to get your 25,000 Kringles. So, which you can take advantage of below in the video. The steps are there and very comprehensive. So our coin today, April 11th, 2018, is worth 3,732,444. There's our fours there. So, okay, so our triplet fours. So that's what our coin is worth at the moment as I speak. Okay, so we can move on. I wanted to go here to broadcast so that we can see how the community has just come together to broadcast in many different languages. So this was, okay, so yesterday, as you can see here, 4:10 Pacific Standard Time. So just going to scroll down. So this is the primary show, backup show. So we have two choices, or some people said they even listen to one on one device and catch another the other backup show on another device. I heard one of the leaders say that. So I think that was the gentleman who's the expert TBC person. So I don't remember his name right now, but he said that. I thought that was really dedication right there. So as you can see, all of this, there's just one slot that was empty for today. So look at the community come together. 4:10, let's see, slot 22 was empty. So we're really filling these up, and that is great. Usually I have slot 39, so the midnight into the next day. And then these two, but look at that. Look at that. That's wonderful. So I just wanted to give the TBC community a great shout out. Thank you for coming together. And I'm just assuming that the next time I do this, the backup side will be filled too. Okay, and then we can rotate in or out. You know, some of them that haven't done it yet, some of the TBC CNs can come in and do their broadcast, and I can get a break for a night, and they could come in. So we'll work that out. And as you know, the Voice of TBC has TBC broadcasters, and that's the Facebook page for those who want to come in and do their broadcasting and to get support there from our TBC community. Okay, so let's go from there to, okay, and I just wanted to go here. So pending schedule, that's for tomorrow, basically. Well, today, tomorrow. So again, look at it, we're doing really well. Okay, there we are. Did it release? I think it released. Okay, great. Okay, let's see if it'll let me go back to where I want it to go. Okay. Let's go up. There we go. Okay, great. So this is the pending schedule. Let me get rid of that down there. Okay. It's what I want to show you, the pending schedule for tomorrow. So, I mean, look at all of that. Everything's filled up. Community is coming together to really adhere to admin's wishes to have the 24/7 broadcast. So we're doing really well. So I just wanted to show us that and, you know, give a shout out to the community because we're doing really well. Okay, so let's move on to the blog. And there's been a lot of activity in the blog lately, from admin, of course, because our migration is upon us to where we move from our old blockchain to our new blockchain. And this is basically almost every day there's a new blog, as you can see. So I would encourage you to please read the blog daily. Check this page out, this not page, this website out daily. blog.thebillioncoin.info. Okay, because this is where you're always kept up to date on what's going on in the TBC community. We're a really dynamic community, meaning there's changes and updates and news, and it's just a very lively and dynamic community. And we're also actually pretty young, just 2 years old. So definitely, make sure you really get involved and read the blogs, and just become a live, active part in our community. We have a lot going on right now, and a lot of things admin is introducing to us. Let me just click on this one here. Okay, this came out, let's see, just yesterday. Here we go. TBC trusted sellers are in the distribution business. So I'm not going to read this. I may read it eventually, probably maybe next week, but I want some of the other leaders, or should I say older leaders, have been doing this lately to get, their take on this. But definitely read it to get your understanding. I'm going to actually read it tonight, and then, perhaps read it next week. So there's a lot there, and it shows admin is talking about a lot of changes and updates, and just anything that they're doing to really you know project us forward into the world. So that's really a good article. I believe Dan Lutz has already, one of our top 10 leaders, have already read that. So there, you can go to his channel if you want to, follow him with reading it. Okay, so I'm going to go back, and I'm going to highlight this poster, which I think is really good, because that's one of my themes, spreading the TBC. So I thought that was really nice. So I like that. So you may see that in some thumbnail or somewhere, but TBC put this poster, admin TBC put this poster up. TBC spreads abundance. So it says the lack of money creates the love of money. So, and we know a lot of times the love of money turns into the greed of money. And that's what I'm going to read, one of the blogs that talks about that. So that's next up there on the my icon. So let's go there. So greed versus abundance. Okay, I'm going to read this to you. So this was posted on March 28th, 2018 by admins. So let's start reading. Here we go. So it says TBC is at the beginning of the distribution phase. And in one of my other videos, the voice of TBC, Randy, did such a wonderful job. I believe it was his live broadcast 12, where towards the end, he just, like I said, he just really nailed it in explaining what the distribution phase of TBC is. He did a phenomenal job. So if you hear something in the background, that's probably my cat climbing on boxes. But anyway, so here we go. TBC is at the beginning of the distribution phase, and we are focused on creating billionaires for the TBC community. There is about 1 million spots open right now that needs to be filled, hopefully before the end of May 2018. At this time, I would ask each of you to carefully examine your hearts. Becoming a billionaire will certainly open a door into your hearts for one of the two spirits to come into it. Billionaire status will either fill your heart with the spirit of greed or the spirit of abundance. How can you tell the difference between these two spirits? Both will say, "You have so much. You are a billionaire in the making. Your destiny is wonderful and great. Confusing so far, right?" Both spirits seem to empower you. Here is how you can tell the difference. Abundance, by definition, cannot be self-contained. Abundance overflows. Greed, on the other hand, will attempt to capture and keep wealth all to itself. Greed is stingy. It hates to give or share. Greed comes out of fear. Abundance comes out of love. When you are afraid of sharing or sharing too much, you are filled with the spirit of greed. The final destination of greed is self-destruction of the one filled with greed. Greed will lie and not admit that its journey is a suicide mission. Whoa. So, in the examination of your heart, ask yourself if you have embraced greed. I just wanted to pause there a little bit. If you have, I will show you how to replace that spirit with the spirit of abundance. But this community seems to attract those that are already possessed with the spirit of abundance. So, as you examine your heart and you find that it is filled with the spirit of abundance, just know that God has answered admin's prayer to fill up our TBC membership with people like you and carry on with greater confidence. Oh, I like that statement. These spirits have influence on all of your resources, not just the money you have. Everyone has 24 hours a day, 24 hours a day of time. Time by far is way more valuable than money. I think we learned that a while ago. That's true. Are you only self-serving with your time? Then the spirit of greed has got you in its grasp. Friends, business connections, knowledge, skills, talents, personal comforts, and the list goes on and on of things that are considered resources. Are you a giver or a taker? I just wanted to pause there. Do you already know that your resources are basically seeds, and that when you plant and nurture them, that it multiplies your seeds? Yeah, some of your seeds will fall on stony ground. Regardless of how much you nurture those seeds, they will not reproduce. But abundance doesn't mind that, because overall your seeds will multiply if you do what is required for that to happen. Laziness is certainly a byproduct of greed. So, if you find that your heart has invited greed to reside there, then you need to love yourself enough to alter your self-destructive course. I'd like to repeat that again. So, if you find that your heart has invited greed to reside there, then you need to love yourself enough to alter your self-destructive course. Do you really want to be on a mission, a suicide mission? If you have lost hope for yourself and can't even love yourself enough to make this adjustment, prayer is the only answer left. So be that. Hopefully someone else is praying for you, even if you refuse to pray for yourself. Watch this classic movie and see how God intervened in the life of Scrooge before it was too late for him. Oh, how wonderful. A lot of us here in the United States know of this movie, Christmas Carol, and have seen it. So, but this is a good movie to watch. Um, this is a wonderful article because it really speaks to how a person approaches life in general. And of course, because of scarcity mindset that we have uh, grown up with in this particular world, it definitely can push you into the arms of greed. Let's even say that. Greed and stinginess, you know. But one reason, again, that I love the billion coins so much is because even that word, the billion, you know, having it marinate in our consciousness opens us up to much more than enough, if I may say so. Even now, here's a good example. Even now, let me go back to where I was. I'll stop sharing. Even now, when I see the lotto, I'm not a lotto player. I'm not a lotto player at all. You know, the lottery and Powerball and all of that. When I see the large numbers, you know, 500 million and 800 million and 200 million, it doesn't excite me anymore. It just doesn't. It doesn't. And one of the reasons why is because of the billion coin. Another reason why is because when they talk about the global currency reset and the reval, because we're talking about such big numbers to help humanity, these other numbers, at least how I've experienced it, they don't seem that big anymore. They really don't. And of course, with TBC, when you grow your wallet with TBC, and we know eventually one TBC coin will be worth 1 billion euros, and then each country's respective currency, as the exchange of that, whatever that would be for them. But the 1 billion euros, I mean, that's that's a lot. That's a lot, and not only that, we're multiplying it how? By doing the participating in the cookie redemptions program, um, by attending the send button meetings for those who have send buttons, and eventually, because of migration, all the send buttons will be turned on. So that means everyone basically in the community will be attending those meetings. So, and that's admin is giving us, was it 1 million um, Kringles for that. So we're multiplying it that way because admin says he wants to disseminate, spread, distribute all of the TBC to the world, 1 billion at least, right? So this is what TBC is about, so in our minds now we have the the seed, like you said, the seed of abundance. For some of us, it may take a while to really understand what's going on here. I talk to people, one in particular, and still they don't get it. Person doesn't get it, or at least to the level that I understand it and I embrace it. But you have to just keep talking because sooner or later, TBC will be bigger than Bitcoin, before we know it. After we do our migration, I'll just mention briefly, the bank comes along, and, they say backs the currency or however that relationship is going to be, because people who still believe in the fiat system, they'll be on it then. But I mean, we already have, the ones who understand it now with cryptocurrency, crypto money, all of these new terms or emerging terms into our new, enlightened economy. We already got it. That's why we're laying the groundwork here with TBC, so yeah, so these numbers now with the lotto, like I look at it now and I'm like, so what? I mean, really, it's like, okay, whatever. And then not only that, their mission is not to end global poverty. One or two people may win it. Usually it's just one person, you know, but look at TBC. We have opportunities to grow it with the cookie redemption programs. Each $100 bill will get you one full TBC. And I already read how much it's worth today, 3.7 million US dollars, some thousands and hundreds, So for those looking at this video, really looking, look at it with your mind, with your heart, with your emotions even. I have in here a playlist called Reasons for TBC, and I'm going to showcase some of that now. And basically, they're videos of, people in poverty. And a lot of us are just maybe paychecks away from poverty, a sickness away from poverty, professionals now, a few, what is it, contracts that you don't get, because I do contracts now, away from poverty. So we're closer to poverty than what we really, a lot of us realize and think, until something happens to put us in that way, then a lot of times we can't connect with other people who are already there. So with that, I'm good for a couple more minutes. I don't want to run over, but I just wanted, I guess, this particular video to be more of maybe of a introspection, to look within on, do you have the spirit of greed, holding on to things really tightly, or the spirit of abundance where you're ready to release, what you have, and the mindset that you have with the two. People say your relationship with money, but it's really bigger than that. The money, of course, is just a tool, but your foundation in your belief system, or your or what if you've even gone beyond belief systems, a knowing of what we're here to do and how we approach it. And TBC is by far the best platform to demonstrate abundance. We've had problems in the past, thank God for the TBC police now, with the spirit of greed with discounters. Maybe some of them really didn't know what they were doing, or they were just that desperate. But even one of the recent blog posts, admin was like, I've forgiven them and given them another chance. That's the spirit of abundance. Why? Because there's more than enough to forgive them, because what we have in our community, which are the people, the currency, the idea of admin and what he's placed in our hands, and just us moving forward, as a unit to conquer. I think that was the friendly market I talked about, to conquer. To conquer what? To conquer greed, right? To conquer greed. So, and together we'll unite in abundance, right? So, thank you for listening. I all my information, of course, again, is down below. I don't know if I remember to say I am a trusted seller, because I know sometimes some of them have the logos. I don't know how to do that yet, but I am a trusted seller. So just, contact me. But again, I'll say, make sure you do your research. The links for the blog is there. Watch and check out the other leaders that have stepped up. Again, kudos to the community for filling up our slots. We're really doing well, and let's roll with this. TBC is the best thing on sphere Earth. Okay, good day, everybody, or good night, or good afternoon, depending on where you are in our world. Turning.